NER releases its pending home sales figures today for the month of March, and for the second month in a row, the sales figures are up, and they're up about, for the year, they're up 21%.
Well, good figures. People are responding to the tax credit, and it's the momentum, the year-over-year gains has been tremendous. So these are very good. When I look at the individual markets, we are seeing very, very broad-based recovery. Nearly every market is showing year-over-year gains, about 20%, 30%. The only markets with year-over-year declines are in markets where they had a very robust activity last year, places like Sacramento, Fort Myers. And one of the things that we get from these markets is that they're saying there's shortage of inventory. I mean, that's somewhat surprising given that there's a foreclosures are occurring in those markets, yet they're complaining of shortage of inventory. So apparently when a foreclosed property comes onto the market, it's quickly being absorbed.
You mentioned the tax credit, and the tax credit expires, well, the home buyers had to get their contract to closing, or they had to get their contract in on April 30th. So now that that date has passed, what can we expect?
First, in terms of the data, there's always a lag time in data collection. So today's data is reflecting March figures. So we are still awaiting what the pending sales for April will be. And also in terms of closing, we have until June to close. So because of that, I continue to see a good housing data news coverage over the next 2-3 months, just because of the data lag time. Every data has lag time. Case-Shiller data lag time is about 2 months. In the prices, GDP, economic data is usually about 1 month lag time. So that's normal lag time. Now, given the tax credit is over, the housing market has to stand on its own feet. I think it will stumble in the immediate months, say July and August. So compare July and August this year versus last year, it will be measurably lower as people were rushing into trying to meet the deadline. But the key factor will be in the autumn months and the winter months, whether or not sales activity this year will be comparable to last year. And last year there was tax credit. And my guess right now is that it could come close. The economy is recovering, jobs are being created, and hopefully this can be sustained. And more importantly, that the price stabilization has completely removed consumer fear factor from the marketplace. So now consumers can buy a home based on normal circumstances, whether they have a job, changing family circumstances, and not about price fear factor.
So, looking ahead, 2011, maybe 2012, what are some bold predictions or forecasts that you think people ought to be looking at?
First, the recovery process, I believe, will be very normal housing market getting back on its feet. After a downfall, one generally see a robust recovery. I don't think we will see that, but the market will be moving at a steady pace in terms of home sales rising, say a single-digit percentage increases. Home values also rising at a low single-digit appreciation. So don't expect any robust recovery regarding the home sales activity and home prices. But if there was a one bold, surprising forecast, is that there could be some housing shortage 2 years from now. Home builders have sharply cut back on production, and they are continuing to produce at a very low level of activity. We have the normal population growth, and if the economy recovers, household formation begins to come around, the new home construction is just lagging behind. So I don't anticipate housing shortage this year. I mean, we have an oversupply of homes this year and probably residual oversupply next year, but come 2012 or 13, we could encounter housing shortage unless the builders begin to ramp up production from next year.